together to share their wisdom.
Perhaps a bit of what Star Citizen did a few years back with that webcam-enabled technology where they could sync your mouth and eye movement to your avatar. That was pretty cool.
For sure, there will be a lot of technologies that will be, integrated in similar way.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is already 5-6 years ago, I think, that they were busy with that. I'm pretty sure that will at some point end up in Star Atlas as well, but that is really pretty cool stuff.
Step by step. We'll see it one day, probably. We can start, I guess.
Yeah, let's see who's here. Is
Let me grab a drink.
Ashes here and
Okay.
Lloyd?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, everything on point. I can't believe that this is real. This is really happening. Welcome to the Dragon's Den, and thank you all for coming. So I would like to say why I organized this little meeting, and it is because I am interested in learning from the community about crime and punishment. I think it's very important, and I managed to gather the highest caliber people that I know. So I hope to today, from the conversation, learn a bit more and make some of my conclusions. And I hope that this recording also helps whoever is listening to make their own conclusions. Because let me introduce my guests. So I've invited Mr. Bomber from Skull and Bones, the leader of the first pirate group that I ever heard of in Star Atlas. Welcome, Mr. Bomber. Tell us a bit about yourself. Introduce yourself if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. He's muted.
I can tell you that you decided to do the introduction right when I was heating up the coffee. That's for sure. Once you wanted to hear the microwave popping off, I just ran to the kitchen.
Tell us a bit about who you are, man. Are you? Did I introduce you properly, or?
Yeah.
You wanna add something?
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. About myself or about the guild?
No. Is there anything else you would like to add on what I said about you?
Nah, not presently.
All right, let's go on. So then I invited. Well, I'm gonna call it a virtual admiral of police force in a different metaverse, but he's also a security expert and advisor for Interstellar Alliance, Mr. Akuma Tebori.
Mr. Akuma is enough. Greetings, everyone.
All right. Pleasure to have you, man. So then for our female voice, I think it's very important to have a female voice in every conversation. But I'm lucky enough to have Ashes Soul from Star Atlas team with us today. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I think this is an awesome idea, and I'm just honored to be here with all these great minds. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about the topic that Hardass has brought for everybody today. I think it's going to be really awesome.
Nice. Okay, but hey, I understand that and I want to actually, maybe we will also a little bit talk about this. I want to say that more female voices should be included in conversations on any topic, and not just Star Atlas, on any topic, because for example, from my personal life, in real life, my favorite bosses and the favorite leaders that I worked for real money, were female. And I think this is just for now. Maybe we're a small community now, so we didn't attract yet enough female voices, or maybe they're still a little bit skeptical about going public. But this is very important that you're with us, and I thank you for joining us. You really honor us.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I agree. There's women out there in our community, definitely, and I think that it would be awesome to have them involved in more conversations, right? Women have a different way of looking at things sometimes, so I think it would be cool to see more of them involved in conversations as well. We need to get them involved more. We need to reach out to them, get them in here.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get them into the Dragon Den, because the Dragon Den is it's not going to be like a weekly or monthly thing. It is only, I'm going to maybe, I hope I don't have to make another Dragon Den meeting, but let's see. What I want to say is we need to invite into every conversation, into every guild. We need to somehow, say publicly that we want women to speak out, and the thing is, I think, is because they're afraid of clicking and afraid of misclicking something. So maybe that's the reason, or maybe there's another reason. I don't know. Let's find out and let's get them involved. So without further ado, let me introduce Mr. Lloyd from the club. I invited him as a businessman, but then he said that he'd like to represent the security aspect. So in any case, Mr. Lloyd from the club, very welcome, and thank you for coming.
Hi guys, yes, thank you for inviting me. Yeah, I mean, the club, we're often seen as the corporate guild, but I'm not a businessman at all. We just happen to have a lot of assets in the club, so yeah, we'd like to put those to good use and be a bit more of a security force in the game.
Okay, nice. Look, this is just like my little role play, to get the people that are not maybe into Star Atlas yet interested, to make a little bit of content. But okay, I will represent the businessman, because I know how to. I'm a business analyst, yeah. Let's go on. Mr. Funcracker from IFIA, welcome. I don't know much about you. I just met you.
Yeah, good to be here. Thank you for the invitation. As most will know, Funcracker, aka Ronald, which is my real name. You can find me on Twitter. One of the founders of Avia Industries, which is shipbuilding / manufacturing in-game corporation. So I guess I'll be representing the business side, though I am not a business person personally in the real life, but our guild is structured as one and intends to be one within the metaverse. So very happy to be here, very curious to see or to speak with all of you about this topic and see where it's going. I think that's enough of me. Oh, perhaps one thing, perhaps off the bat, perhaps good to say, I will be representing primarily my own opinion, as this is a topic that we did not yet discuss to a great extent within Avia. But perhaps this might spark that conversation. So just want to throw that out there. I will try to reason how we might think or judge certain things, but I cannot really officially do so, as we did never really got into that topic just yet.
Nice. Actually, how I look at IFIA is, what I know about IFIA, that you guys developed amazing tools. I use often your website, and I look at the ship prices and stuff on your website. You have amazing, talented. Well, you can call them artists, but I call them wizards, because an artist is a very broad term, and for me, an artist is someone who creates art. But what you guys create is something totally, space, bro. You create magic.
Kind words. Yeah, we're primarily focused at this point in time on sharing knowledge via news and guides and infographics and provide tools for the community to use. So yeah, That's currently our business, let's say.
Nice.
Happy
Nice.
to appreciate them.
Okay, but listen, I mean, you might think that, I'm nice and all this. Don't take my kindness for weakness, whoever's listening to this. So, last but not least, Mr. Christian Dragnel, the founder of Interstellar Alliance. And, well, he's not my direct superior, but he's my superior in the organization. However, very cool guy. He's the first guy that I met when I found out about Star Atlas. I looked at, I found it in YouTube, just looking at like new space games coming out, and then I joined the Discord, and by some luck or coincidence of plan or plan of God, Mr. Christian Dragnel was there, and he explained to me his vision, and I decided to join and help with whatever I can. Welcome, Mr. Dragnel.
Thank you very much for this and for gathering everyone today. I'm pretty sure that it will be great and worth everybody's time. So let's have a good chat and learn as much as we can.
Nice. Okay, so also who I want to shout out is Mr. Ardo from Final Frontier. That he's on a mission right now, and he's training new people. So he couldn't join us, and man, this guy is probably, well, he said to me, and I trust him. He's a brother from another mother, sent from the above. So
maybe I can say something about quickly for Ardo. Sorry for interrupting. I'm also representing the United Metaverse organization, so our tactics are very similar and our goals are connected with the Final Frontier and Ardo. So I'm pretty sure that I cannot speak from Final Frontier, but I can speak from the United Metaverse and our vision for the future. So maybe that can also connect some of the questions people may have towards him, or what Final Order will be doing in the Metaverse.
Yeah, so Ardo is the leader of Final Frontier, and he's also the one that drafted the United Metaverse Accords. And then many organizations have signed those and have joined the Interstellar Alliance. But you know what? I would like to, when you have time, Christian, when you have time, if you can, I don't know if it's maybe it's not public. The updated list of the organizations of today. Today is the 6th of August 2022. Can you tell me how many organizations there are? How approximately?
In Interstellar Alliance or in the United Metaverse organization? Because the two different organizations have different purposes. So there is difference with the.
Tell me both.
For the Interstellar Alliance, there is currently 8 organizations that are formed around it, and some of them are from different games, like EVO Online and Star Citizen, and some other games. For example, I was a huge fan of different PvP games, which require you to manage hundreds of people in combat. So this is pretty much our experience on the Interstellar Alliance part. When it comes to the United Metaverse organizations, there is around 20 organizations, I believe. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. They are in different factions. Pretty much we're trying to cover the entire metaverse, because the United Metaverse organizations are pretty much going to focus on the connection of the infrastructure that the Interstellar Alliance will be building in the future. So that's pretty much.
So there's 8 organizations in Interstellar Alliance, okay. And what about United Metaverse Accords? How many organizations have signed it? And do you know approximately? Can we approximate how many people are in these communities altogether?
Just like I said, it's 20 organizations are signed. in the United Metaverse organizations under the courts. How much members I don't really know exactly, because many people are in the discords, but not everybody will be playing from specific organization. Maybe some people are just looking, so we cannot really calculate exactly how much people we have until we have the in-game DAOs, which are built around the game, and we are able to really calculate how many wallets are part of it. But for sure, thousands. I can
Okay,
sure say
yeah,
thousands.
because there's bots in discords and stuff. So for now, let me look at this from like a business analyst perspective. This is what I want to fill the role.
We need to look at the active members when it comes, and active can mean a lot of things.
Okay,
And the only way to reach the activities if we have the game, pretty much.
Yeah, but okay, let me because look, I'm a business analyst. I need to know the number
Oh,
now.
like
So I will do the calculation. You tell me if it's correct. So if we have 20 organizations, okay, not every organization is as big as Final Frontier, and some of them are more centralized on some idea, some are focused on some game, some are this, some are that. But is it fair to say that it's around 10,000 active
Yes.
members?
Yes, for sure.
Is it maybe 20 or no? It's less than 20, right?
Just counted 10. Like just like I told you, it's all just speculation until I
Yeah, of
see.
course, but I roughly, I would like to know roughly. So it's
I
not
would
10.
say
It's
that
not 100,000, right? So it's less than 100,000. It's less than 20,000. So is it
yeah,
closer to 10 or closer to
closer to
15?
10 for sure. Closer to 10
Okay,
for sure.
that's what I thought as well. So perfect, perfect. Now that we know who I'm talking to, I would like to also shout out Mr. Lucius from Quimera, because he was about to join us, but he said that he has private things and health issues in the family. So we are sending our best wishes, and positive energy, and we hope that everything will go smoothly. And that one day, actually, I promised to him that the next Dragon Den I make, I'm going to invite him first, so that he doesn't feel left out, because I asked him to leave the Dragon's Den because I want to have only the people here that are actually going to join me. And so shout out to Mr. Lucius and Chimera people, and to Ardo and the Final Frontier. And yeah, let's jump into it, guys. What I want to do is I want to ask you about crime and punishment. I want to see what you think. But the first thing that I would like to know from each one of you, and Ashes, you too, from your personal life, what does freedom mean to you? And what not only what does freedom mean to you, but in a sense, I mean, it's a again, we could talk hours about this, but what does freedom mean to you, in a sense that when do you feel that your freedom is being controlled? For example, me, I can say my. So I know that freedom is freedom of speech, freedom of movement, and freedom of choice. So this is my three freedoms. And whenever someone impedes on my freedoms, uh, he is going to feel the reaction. I'm going to explain to this person or organization that they are impeding on my freedoms, and that they should stop it. So I would like to know from Mr. Bomber first. Let's go like that. Tell me.
All right. Well, thanks again for having me here. So freedom to me is I wake up in the morning and I go to sleep at night, and I do what I want in between those hours. Simple as that.
Yeah. So okay. I understand. Mr. Akuma, what is freedom for you, and what is so for example, Bomber, I understand it's kind of like you're describing a freedom of choice. This is the freedom of choice that is important to you. Did I understand?
Well, I get it wouldn't be limited to just one thing, right? That's why it's a broad statement.
No, that's why I'm saying freedom of choice.
It
It's not
could
limited.
be freedom of anything at any moment, right? It's whatever I want to do at that given time is true freedom. If I wake up and say, "Hey, I want to get on a plane
So
and go
that's freedom
somewhere,"
of choice, no? That's freedom of choice.
what if I want to say something? That's also freedom of speech.
That's freedom of speech, yeah.
Going somewhere is also freedom of movement, freedom of luxury, freedom of any of the anything you can imagine. So that's why the blanket statement really fits. Just whatever is accessible at that time should be free.
Okay. And Mr. Akuma, what do you think about this? What is freedom for you?
First of all, I think freedom goes hand in hand with peace. So it's freedom and peace what we are talking about, and this affects a lot of contexts which would overwhelm the actual conversation here. So I will just go with my statement that freedom and peace go hand in hand.
Nice. Okay. Ashes, what is freedom for you? What is the most important freedom for you?
I think freedom is different for everybody, right? But I think that ultimately it's the ability to be truly happy with who you are and what it is that you're doing, and being able to express yourself in ways that you ultimately want, right? Whether it's like spiritually, emotionally, like who it is that you identify as, or who it is that you love. And so I think it ultimately, freedom has to do with happiness and being able to express yourself and be who you truly are to yourself without the constraints or judgments of other people. So I think for me that's what freedom really is.
Interesting. Yeah. Mr. Lloyd, what is freedom for you?
Well, I kind of prepared this question thinking about freedom in Star Atlas, which might be slightly different to freedom in real life. So you could go quite philosophical on that one.
Go on.
But I do agree that really you just want to kind of do whatever you want to do. But with that comes responsibilities and accountability for your actions as well. I think all people know what is morally right, but we know that other people don't act morally. So then that kind of changes ourselves to protect ourselves. So I don't think it's realistic that everyone is going to act morally in the world. So maybe, but maybe if everyone was to act morally, then we would be living in a utopia. But I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'll just lead my life as morally as I can.
Mr. Bomber, I saw you put your push to talk. Did you want to add something? I mean, feel free to interrupt me, guys.
Oh no, I
try not
just
to interrupt
unmuted.
each other.
I just unmuted, but I was gonna second that. I was like, yeah, you'd be foolish to believe in a utopia.
Right. I mean, it's a philosophical question, of course, but yeah, very very important is that we're all different, and we all have different views on morals, and we all have different morals, we all have.
Well, that is a separate question now.
No, that wasn't the question.
Freedoms, right?
Yeah,
But
no,
having
freedom.
morals and freedoms.
Yeah. I asked about freedom.
Subject,
So
right?
freedom. What is freedom for you, Mr. Frank Cracker?
Well, I have to say I agree with what everybody said here so far. I think so, especially Lloyd. So I think freedom is the ability to choose your own path in life, right? And being unrestrained to do so. And I think what Asher just said, able to express yourself without having to fear repercussions or judgment or anything like that. But I think it's good to mention that you can do all that, but you should do all that without limiting the freedom of other people. I mean, that goes, of course, into the moral area here as well. But you can be free, but if the actions you undertake limit other people's freedom, then that could be considered freedom, but not the way I envision it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, when you're impeding on someone else's freedom, then you're not actually free, right? Because you need to impede on other people's freedom to have your freedom, right? This is what I understand.
Well, you could call it freedom, but it's not the way how I would act.
Yeah.
So that of course is a morally questionable kind of freedom if you go there. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And last but not least, Mr. Christian, what is freedom for you?
I guess it's competence. It may sound weird, but in the real world, if we are speaking about the real world, you need to be competent in order to be free. You need to be financially free, physically free. You need to be, let's just say, not above the wall, but you need to be very flexible with the wall. I personally lived in several different nations in my life, and I have multiple different documents. So just I'll give you a quick example. Right now I'm Bulgarian, but I live in Iceland, and I was outside of Bulgaria for like more than 5 years now, and my passport is expired, so I need to go back home sometimes in the future. I don't know when, but I'll have to travel there, and if I'm not competent enough to contact the government in order to get new documents from Iceland so I can travel to Bulgaria, then I will not gonna have any problems, right? But you need to know how all those things work, right? You need to call the consul, and it's all about competence. If you know how to do it, you'll be a lot more free than others who don't know how to go through all of this bureaucracy that we have today. And when it comes to direct freedom, the last 2 years was very big proof that there is no such thing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is just my personal stance on real life, but that doesn't mean that there is no ways for you to be more free than others. Let's just say it like this.
Yeah, I understand.
And in-game we'll have different freedom, of course. There will be walls, and those will control different zones, so you'll not be free to do whatever you want. Probably there will be taxes and stuff. So that's about the metaverse.